Hey all, how are you? Welcome back. Jackson M. Haskell here. So the quick announcement is that the video coming after, so on January 22nd, January 21st, we are talking uh, about Goosebumps Series 2014, which is great. And this video coming on the 20th, which I'm filming right now. We have our Let's Talk Horror. We're talking about the Twilight Sone movie, released in '83. Please announce our next movie, January 24th, which is Monkey Shines. I think that's the movie's name. But yeah. Also, since this is a Twilight Zone thing, please announce that season 1 part 2 will be February 7th, which is great. And here we go. Twilight Zone movie was released in 1983. It was produced by Steven Spielberg and Mr. John Landis, which is cool. It is based on Rod Sterling's 59 and 64 television series of the same name. And it features 4 stories directed by Landis, Spielberg, Joe Dante, and George Miller, which is cool. There's a lot of famous casts in this movie, which is good. And some original cast members from the TV show also make appearances, which is even better. This was released June 24th, 1983, which is cool. Let's talk about these people. Let's talk about the 4 directors first, and we can talk about screenplay writers, because there's a couple, and 2 we have seen before, which is cool. So the first director, Steven Spielberg. Not really mentioned a lot about him. We have seen a couple of films from like Jaws on the channel and Jurassic Park, but War of the Worlds, AI, Artificial Intelligence. We hope to talk about his truck horror movie this year, which is cool. Amblin Entertainment, E.T., and a lot of other cool stuff. John Landis, we've also seen before, I believe. I don't know, I'm pretty sure we covered it, but American Werewolf in London. He did Michael Jackson's Thriller, Black or White, directed the music videos, Blues Brothers, Trading Places, Three Amigos, Coming to America, and Beverly Hills Cops 3, which is cool, and Innocent Blood, which is cool. And I hope essentially cover that this year. Joe Dante, we've also seen The Howling Piranha. Piranha is a series I really want to cover this year. Explorers, Enter Space, The Burbs, which we covered for Let's Talk Horror last year. Matinee, Small Soldiers, Lincoln's Back in Action. Gremlins 2, Gremlins, which is cool. A lot of other stuff. George Miller, I don't know if we covered him yet, but Mad Max is what he's kind of famous for. Mad Max. Lorenzo's Oil, Babe the Pig in the City, which is cool. Yeah, he's, out of all of them, I would say he's by far the least actor we've not covered. Which is interesting. I don't think what else. Not really a lot of movies he worked on. So there's 3 main screenplay writers. George Johnson. We covered, I believe we covered him. He's written a lot of episodes of Twilight. Oh, okay, yeah, we have. He helped create Logan's Run. A lot of episodes of Twilight Zone, which is cool. And also Star Trek. Which is cool. Richard Matheson, a guy we've mentioned. I Am Legend, he created Last Man on Earth. We have seen him in this too, which is cool. And he has directed helped with some of those iconic episodes like Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, which is cool. Last one's Melissa Matheson, related to Richard, the wife, I believe. Nope. She worked on E.T. Extraterrestrial, Black Stallion, which is cool. Indian in the Cupboard, and Kundrun, which is cool. Also BFG. a big friendly giant. Let's talk about this. So there's certain sections. The prologue, which is written and directed by John Landis. We got two actors here. We have not seen one of them, I believe. Albert Brooks, as he plays the driver. This intro opening scene is really iconic, I would say. I know it has creeped me out in the past. This is one of his earlier films. The first one for him would have been Taxi Driver in '75. I know him from Simpsons. I know him from. He played Hank Scorpio, Jack, and various other roles for the years, which is cool. SNL episodes too, which is cool. We also have Dan Aykroyd, Mr. Aykroyd, a former SNL person himself. Also, I know him from Ghostbusters, which he plays Ray. He was also in the Blues Brothers. Yeah. And we played Elwood. Yeah. Okay, next segment. We have segment 1, and this is directed also by John Landis, based on episode Timeout, which is partial reworking, but not full remake of the episode Back There, which was episode 49 of Twilight Zone, which is cool. It was the 13th episode of season 2. I'm not gonna mention the story because we're gonna mention it. So, cast here, we have a sad person, I guess. Vic Morrow. We have not seen him yet. The reason it's sad, he sadly passed away actually during when he was filming, which is sad. Yeah, he and two children actors sadly passed away when this movie was getting created. Sadly. King Creole, God's Little Acre, Blackboard Jungle, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, Bad News Bears. His daughter, we have seen before, which is Jennifer Jason Leigh, which is cool, and he was actually once married to Barbara Turner. Yeah. Doug McGrath is, Vic Morrow is Bill Connor. We have Doug McGrath as Larry, which is cool. They're going down on the road. We played Pete, and sequel Down the Road Again. Wedding in White, the hard part begins. We have Charles Hallahan as Ray. He was in this movie Silkwood, Vision Quest, Pale Rider, PK and the Kid, Cast a Deadly Spell, Executive Decision. We also have Stephen Williams as bar patron. We have seen him before for Let's Talk Horror, actually. We have seen him in one of the Friday films. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, where he played Creighton Duke, the bounty hunter, which is cool. He's also, I know him from Supernatural, where he plays Rufus Turner. This is one of his earlier films. His first film would have been Cooley High. He was also in Monkey Hustle, The Marvel Collins Show, Blues Brothers too, which is cool. I like action there. Which is good. Okay. We also, he plays bar patron. Joseph Liu and Al Leon play Vietnamese man, which is cool. He's in Lethal Weapon. Al Leon with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, and Die Hard, which is cool. Minka Dion La and Renee Chen play Vietnamese children. They would have sadly passed away when this was created. Stephen Bishop as Charming G.I. He was a singer and songwriter on and on. Might Be Your Day and Save It for a Rainy Day, which is cool. Thomas Bird as Jay Isaacs, Bill Taylor, and William S. Taylor as GIs. Thomas Bird as American actor. Edward Dono, Michael Milgram, Tom Willett, and Larcoot, KKK members. John Larcoot Baba Black Sheep, Night Court 2, Tom Willett. I don't really recognize him. Dear John, which is cool. Segment 2 is directed by Steven Spielberg. It was based on episode Kick the Can, which is episode 86 in Twilight Zone, which is cool. We have Scatman Crothers, really role here. He is a really famous person, I would say. We have, I don't know if we covered Shine. If we not, we're definitely going to cover it this year's Shine. Pretty sure we have. But he played Dick Halloran there. He also in the show Chico and The Man, where he played the Garbage Man, which is cool. He's kind of a famous singer, musician. Bill Quinn, as Leo Conroy, which is cool. Martin Garner as Mr. Weinstein. Selma Diamond as Mrs. Weinstein. She plays Selma Hacker in Night Court first 2 seasons. Murray Matheson as Mr. Yee. Peter Bracco as Mr. Mute. We have seen him before. I think we have seen him in Twilight Zone, which is cool. Also, Clockwork Orange he's in. That's a movie I really want to cover. It's not a horror, but I think of how iconic. Yeah. He plays Mr. Marshak in the show Twilight Zone, which is cool. Episode 13. Priscilla Ponta as Mrs. Cox. Scott Nemeth as Mr. Weinstein. Tanya Fernmore as young Miss Weinstein. Evan Richards as young Mr. Gee. Laura Mooney as young Miss Dempsey. Christopher Eisenman as young Mr. Mute. Richard Swingler as Mr. Grey Panther. Alan Hallrecht as Mr. Conroy's son. Cheryl Socher as Mrs. Conroy's daughter-in-law. And Elsa Ravens as Nurse Q. Miss Elsa Ravens was a wise guy and also the show M.N. It's cool. Next segment, it's based on It's a Good Life. It's a Good Life. It's a really iconic episode of the show. 73rd episode overall, which is cool. This episode, I believe was, I know from Simpsons, weirdly enough, Bart, but, yeah, It's a Good Life is an iconic episode. It was referenced in Simpsons, which is cool. We have Mrs. Kathleen Quinlan as Helen Foley, which is cool. I Never Promised You a Rose Garden chosen, which is cool. Jeremy Litch plays Anthony. Anthony's really important here. Kevin McCarthy, not the politician, plays Uncle Walt. We have seen him in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is cool. Patricia Barry plays Mother here. William Schallert plays the father. He was on Mr. Richard Dumont, Private Detective, Death Valley Days. Nancy Cartwright here plays Ethel, sorry. Voice of Bart Simpson, which is kind of cool. Dick Miller plays Walter Paisley. We have seen him before. Twilight Zone, I think in Monsters and a lot of other stuff. Sherry Kern plays Sarah here. She was in The Runaways, which is a band, which is cool. Bill Mummy plays Tim here. And then Jeffrey Bannister plays Charlie. And Mr. Mummy was also in I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, which is Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Last episode, segment 4, is based on Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. It's a remake. John Lithgow plays John Valentine here. which is cool. Really iconic actor. Abe Lane plays Abby Lane, senior flight attendant, which is cool. Donna Dixon, Bosun Buddies, Doctor of Detroit, and Spies Like Us. Plays flight attendant. John Dennis Johnson plays a co-pilot. Larry Cedar plays a gremlin, which is cool. Mr. Cedar, we have seen before. Yeah, fun. Actually, this was his first role ever. We saw him in Gingerhead Man, which I think we covered. I covered so much, so. Oh, okay. Yeah. We also have Charles Knapp as Sky Marshal. Christine Negra as Little Girl. Richard Edward Franz as Old Man. And Jeffrey Weissman, he played George McFly as a young man, which is cool. That's kind of it for this. I like it. It's based on the Twilight Zone, which is iconic. Actually, this was the only ever film in the Twilight Zone, which is crazy to think about. And I would say this is one of my favorite films of all time. And there's an iconic song in this one. It's called Nights Are Forever by John Bettis and Gary Goldsmith, which is cool. But I really hope you all really enjoy. Like I said, the video coming after this on the 21st, we are talking about Goosebumps Series 2000s, Book 14, which is cool. Our goal is to be finishing that in March. Goosebumps Series 2000, which is cool. And like I said, next Let's Talk Horror is January 24th, which is Monkey Shines. I think that's the movie's name, which is cool. And like I said, season 1, part 2 of Twilight Zone will be February 7th, which is starting episode 19. And I hope y'all enjoy and have a great day and great night. Bye-bye.